Create your deals. I started Create Your Deals because, I kind of seen a gap in just business when it comes to the difference between a micro business and a small business. And, with Streeter Construction and our Streeter Summit joint venture, we've had an abundance of success with it, but it was because we exploited the gap. And the gap, as I seen it, and if you look at the research, is there's a very big difference between what a small business is and what a micro business is. And just to explain the difference, most micro businesses are categorized in a way that says, it's usually less than a $20,000, investment. It's usually, one or two people. It doesn't have the ability to go out and get financing, from banks and other financial institutions. But small businesses, the true essence of a small business, which Streeter Construction is now, we have the capabilities to go out and get, commercial financing, go to the banks and ask for line of credits and stuff like that. So we've, grown into a small business. But most of the small businesses, they kind of start off as a micro business, even though they classify themselves as a small business. So we understood what that gap was, and basically it was just a knowledge gap. So we decided to start Create Your Deals. Create Your Deals covers, basically it's a workshop program, and it's offered both DVD and it's mainly offered in our live workshops. But it addresses a few key areas. Three of the top key areas is business models. Other area is understanding, processes and systems. And the other area deals with exposure, which is basically marketing, customer development, things of that nature. And we made it really, really simple because we wanted to, and I always use this term because I come from the military, that I wanted it to be so simple that when I explained it to somebody, if it was a 7th grader, they can take it and run with it. I mean, that's how simple I wanted it to be, and that's the military. Everything that the military does, the way they set their doctrines, their training, their books, whole 9 yards, is always set on the lowest person, and is always tailored to a 7th and 8th grade education. Not to belittle anybody or anything like that, but the average person that comes into the military, especially in the old days, didn't have, the college educations and stuff like that. And you have a lot of that in business where you don't have to be a college graduate to be an entrepreneur. It helps. And sometimes, it actually hurts too, because sometimes all these book things that we have. So we wanted to, Create Your Deals to be very, very simple. And we created, these steps with these 3 targeted areas that I mentioned to address that and to make it just easy so every entrepreneur can, get the things that we've gotten out of small business, out of growing into a small business and things like that. So that's why we created Create Your Deals. We wanted to, help everybody to just get out there and, create your deals, basically. Man, the 3 components to looking at a deal, when you just, really just get down to it and break the deals down in terms of what you want. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a business deal. It doesn't matter if it's a personal deal. It doesn't matter if it's, maybe you're in college, maybe you're in high school, you want to study better. Those are all deals in our minds, and the way Create Your Deals was broken out and the way it was created. But there's 3 major components to that. Component number 1 is the deal itself. There's deals everywhere. Everywhere. I don't care where you look, how you look at it, why you look at it. Every day there's an opportunity to get something, to get somewhere, the whole 9 yards every day. So one of the components is the deal itself. Another component is you. And so many people take themselves, out of the equation of creating their deals or creating their riches or whatever the case may be, but they really take themselves out of it because, you have to know first what you love to do and what you don't love to do, what you have a passion for, what you don't have a passion for. And a lot of times, if you totally recognize that, then you're able to, approach deals a lot better, because you already know for a fact. Even take me, I am not the person that loves to sit in an office all day, because I love to touch people. I'm very good at business development. I'm very good at marketing and stuff like that. So I have to go out, and I understand people, and I understand how to build relationships. So you have to understand that. So that's the second component in the deal. And the third component, which is almost probably the most important, is profit, right? Because there's 6 pieces to the way we describe a deal, but those are the 3. And the reason why I say the profit is so important, because you have to know what you're getting out of the deal. And you have to understand if that profit is going to move you forward. And profit, in my view, and Create Your Deals version, is not necessarily money. And I'll give you an example. The best example that I can give from a profit side of the house is when we were from the streeter side of the house, when we were what was still considered to be a micro business, and we wanted to grow. We couldn't really think about the money. We had to think about the position. So that position also equal profit, right? So in our original market, chasing projects, 50,000, 100,000, smaller projects, there was an abundance of people chasing, or contractors chasing those type projects. Same, across the board with any other market. And we wanted to separate ourselves from that market. So we had to get rid of the actual monetary part of profit and go with the positioning part of profit. So we lined ourselves up with, larger companies that not necessarily mirror our services, but could expand our services. And we teach other companies how to do that, how to build winning teaming relationships instead of just teaming relationships, right? So that's the profit side. Same thing goes with school. Same thing goes with, anything that you're trying to do. You have to look past just the money, because sometimes you may not make money on the front side, but the back side, you grow so much that the money catches up, right? And I always told, my kids and some of the younger people in the other businesses that I deal with is that, I never say I'm chasing money, because by nature of that quote, you're chasing money. I always say I'm finding out where the money is going and put myself in front of it and let it run into me. So that's how we break out the 3 major parts of Create Your Deal. What's next? Streeter Construction, first, for those that don't know us, we're a general contractor. We primarily work in the federal market, whether that's, Corps of Engineers, VA projects, things of that nature. Most of the projects that we do are design, build, or lead construction, which is green technologies for people that don't necessarily know what lead means. But so that's what we do as a business. That's how we pay our bills. That's how we keep the lights on and things like that. But Streeter Construction is more than that. Streeter Construction is a small business advocate. And that's what we really, want to be known for. And we're known for doing good work and for delivering good projects. And that's fine. And that's where we're going to continue to do that. But the front line, and what we believe is the core of our business, is just giving back. We want to be known for, helping other small businesses succeed, whether you're construction, whether you're marketing companies, graphic companies. It really doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, business is business, right? And that's how I personally look at things, is 90% of the things that make your company grow are always going to be on the business side of the house, not the product side of the house or the service side of the house or something like that. So that's what Streeter Construction does as a company. As far as what's next for Streeter Construction, advocacy. Simply stated, we want, everybody to really know that success is possible as long as you're committed to it. It's possible. You can do it. You can get whatever you want. You want to be a billionaire? be a billionaire, but you got to be committed to being a billionaire. And everything you do from that commitment point has to be towards doing a billionaire. If that means you never go out for the next 2 or 3 years, so be it. You want to be a billionaire. It's not an easy task, but it's possible, especially in our world today with technology, and we don't have all those same things that we used to have. So that's what's next for Street of Construction, just showing other people it's possible, opening doors for other people, or most importantly, showing them how to open the doors with, things that just don't dig right into their day-to-day life and just, get in there and cause all this havoc to where you can't do it because you got so many other things that's going on. So that's what's next for Street of Construction. What motivates me? I think the biggest thing that motivates me, as a person, not as an entrepreneur, but just as a person, is I love to see people succeed. And whatever that is, whether it's making money, whether it's just being happy in life, whether it's, growing personally, growing entrepreneur-wise, or just, whatever, just, success. And success, there's no definition of success. There's definition of the word, but there's no definition of success. The only definition of success is the one that you put on it yourself. The one that you see, success is blank, blank, blank to me. You know what I'm saying? That's what we look at when it comes to success. So my personal motivation and personal passion is helping people figure out what that is. Because a lot of times we can't get to success because we just haven't understood how to truly define it for ourselves and what makes us happy, where's our passions at, what do we love to do, what do we don't love to do, because that you have to have it. If you don't like doing it, you're not going to be very good at doing it. I don't care, you're not going to be very successful at doing it. You may be good at doing it, but if you don't like it, you know what I'm saying? So, that's what motivates me. I love to see somebody face, when they, come back to me, I tried your stuff, and guess what? I made 2 or 3 sales. You know what I'm saying? That's big to me. It's big to them. Or when I deal with some of the youth that I deal with and talking to some of the guys that I talk to, when I explain the concepts of business in their terms where they can understand it, and you see their faces change and everything just kind of light up, and then they look back at you and they say, okay, I get it now. I understand it. So those are the things that motivate me. Yes, we've very big awards. We've won a few awards this year. It's actually for 2011, but we get them in 2012. That I'm very proud of. And it wasn't me that just won these awards. It was our company as a whole. It was some of the things that we do as a company. My wife has her business with Dream for Self International, which she does a lot of motivation, coaching for women, for soldiers, for entrepreneurs and things like that. We have Create Your Deals, which is personally my baby, but it's a company, thing that we do. And then there's also what we've done with the construction company itself and the revenues that we've made. And what's funny about it, right? The year before last, we put in for the Inc. 500 list, and we didn't make that list on the top. On the top Inc. 100 fastest growing companies, and we didn't make that list. Although we did make, I think it was like 110 or something like that, which is an accomplishment of its own because you got 5,000-10,000 companies that's applying for this. But this year we won. Well, not one. You get into a category, but we made it to the other side of Inc., which is diversity business. We made it to that list in the top 500 African American companies in the U.S. That was major for us. That was just like a really big thing. And then we also made the top 100 diversity business in the state of Texas. Those things were just, when you look and you want to be proud of something, that's what you be proud of. And you be proud of that stuff because it wasn't the money that got those awards. It wasn't the fact that we went from 0 to 8 million in less than 18 months. It's not the fact that we've separated ourselves from our competition, and we're now doing 20 plus million a year after having a $28,000 a year. That wasn't just it was the fact that we're showing other companies along the way how to do the same things that we are doing. So I'm very proud of those awards, and my company knows because I take everybody out and we enjoy it, because at the end of the day, we all worked hard for it. It's not about Freddie Streeter. It's about Streeter Construction and helping other people and all of us continue to grow.